Woke up young and lit. 4-5 on my hip. Nigga, you know what it is. And you know I'm getting rad. What they gon' say about the kid? You know I get to the money, these niggas ain't never gonna do no shit. Nah.
What's up, y'all, man? Welcome back to the KeezyNUnkPodcast. It's Keezy.
I'm Uncle Z.
It's your girl, PRETTYP.
We got Nate the Martian, yeah, dig. The Generali, the motherfucking Machiavellian.
The motherfucking general in the building.
Hey, general on the attack. You already know how it go.
What's the word with you? How are you? How you been feeling, man?
Busy. Busy. But good busy. Good busy. At the very least. You know what I mean? Like, it's very fulfilling. Like, you know, like, I have a lot of good stuff going on. Like, got my team building on the business side. I got projects that I'm about to put out. Other projects that I've been doing on the side. Because before we even started the podcast, like I said, I just be doing shit. I do too much. But like,
but you love what you do.
I love what I do. That's the thing. I do too much, but like it don't really feel like work. So
right,
I'm like,
exactly. That's
I just love art.
Everybody would love to do.
Yeah, I just love art. So it's just like all kinds of art. I love just doing things. I think that it's the most interesting like thing. Because the way I see art and everything, I've always seen art as literally just kind of like existence. Because it's just kind of like literally everything that we see pretty much is art. Like the buildings, somebody had to design that. Right. The roads, somebody had to design that. The sounds, literally somebody had to design these things. That everything that we see, therefore everything is art. So that's why it's so interesting of a topic to me.
And you get to see inside that person's how they're thinking and what they do.
Because it's like you can't really tell anybody like different from their perspective of what they see. Literally what your reality and what you see, that literally is what it is. Sure, there's some factual truths, of course, but you know what I'm saying, like you can't really tell nobody different.
True.
So like in doing art and like your love of music, have you ever thought about like becoming like an architect? It's just you, like the passion, like you talk about art and how everything is just designed. Have you ever thought about going into that lane?
An architect in a way. And
like just designing everything, like you're the brains behind.
Essentially, and that's pretty much where like the name The General comes from, and how I adopted that, because the way I have like my plans of attack and the way that I do things, I structure them in such a way where like every step like has another step following it. And the one lesson that my dad taught me was like always plan to fail. So literally I always like plan for something to go wrong just so that I can have the next step and then keep things going on like such a consistent basis. And then people like when people are just like, oh, what happened? Oh, what's going on? I'm just like, I already have a plan. I already figured that out.
I like that. I like how you think on that, because I do the same thing. I always say, like, if you know all aspects of how a situation can turn out, then you won't be surprised by it. You know, you could be ready for it and be able to adapt when it happens.
Yeah, people think it's just like me just being like a worrywart and like I'm anxious. I mean, like, yes, I'm anxious. I have anxiety. But outside of that, like, it's just a good way to be like, no, like, if you really want this to work,
you know, being a realist about it, you know?
Yeah, like, I'm an optimist, but I'm a realist at the same time. Like, I have all these big plans that I want to do and that I'm gonna do, but I understand, like, what it takes to get to those steps and, like, in the reality that I live in. It's kind of the same way I look at, like, and it's a conversation that I've had a lot recently with people, with capitalism and how art plays its place in a capitalistic society. That tends to be like a very big subject for me, because I feel like, you know, art tends to get watered down like by the money aspect. But there's a way to go about art and like to still keep it pure, but you know, keeping like the money flow and the things that you need to do to make it work in the reality that we live in. So it's just like, don't lose yourself like in it, but like still know why you're doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Keep that creative mentality that you had. Let's start it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it.
I agree with that 100%. I mean, especially just like being an artist, like you can get caught up in that. Like just like, damn, like I gotta have the best of the best. I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta remember too, like, you're starting out. You're still getting, you know what I'm saying? You still got to get your footing and things. So I like the way you think on
Yeah, and it's like we've had this conversation like before. You liked a story of mine when I was talking about it like a while back. But I was literally just kind of like, to understand that you are nothing allows you to literally become everything.
Yeah.
Because you kind of understand like, okay, if I am starting from like zero, if I have nothing available to me, if nobody knows who I am, if nobody cares about what I do, then I can reinvent myself. I can literally be anything that I choose to.
Yep.
Because I understand I'm not that important in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
Like, I know I'm very important to very specific people and very specific groups of people. That's what my art does and who it impacts. And that's all I care about. I don't really care about the vast majority.
Right.
You know? Like, my music is for who it's for.
Right.
My art is for who it's for.
Okay.
I don't care about everybody else accepting what my art is.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. It's just literally, in plain words, humble yourself. Because, you know, who are you until you are someone?
Yeah, even with my last event, the way I looked at it is just like I'm just a guy trying to do some good. That's the only way I saw it. Like with putting like the show together, I'm just a guy trying to do some good. I'm nobody special. I'm just happen to be very good at the things that I do in order to make it happen.
Yeah.
But I'm not like there's a whole bunch of other people who are doing what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Sure, I'm not the only one doing this shit. But you know, like,
not a standout.
Exactly. Like, I'm not the first to do this.
Right.
I learned how to do this from other people.
Right.
I learned, I studied, I did all this stuff. So it's just like, as far as I'm concerned, like, while my goals will be achieved, I know that the only reason I'm doing it, and it goes back to that, you know, keep the art pure and why you're doing it, of just, I'm just a guy. Like, everybody praises me and they're like, bro, this is amazing, you're so cool. And I'm just like, I'm just a guy.
Right.
Like, don't. Like, I appreciate the praise. I always do.
Right.
But at the same time, I keep myself humble and understanding, like,
Let's talk about Until Then, though. So let's just start, like, which, if you guys don't know, Until Then was the showcase that he just put on. How long ago was that? A month?
About a month ago. It was like November 18th.
Yeah, November 18th. So yeah, about a month ago, I got to perform on this event. Let's just start out with Until Then. Where did that name even come from? Like, why Until Then? Why?
Until Then kind of came about as a way for, because Until Then was meant to be a fundraiser of sorts, you know, to help us raise money for a bigger event that I wanted to do. So what I wanted to do was, I actually wanted to make like a new Columbus All Arts Festival. That's what I was trying to do. So essentially bringing all the individual scenes together in one place for our own festival. Because I feel like what is represented isn't necessarily all of the people who are represented. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have stuff like ComFest and stuff like that, but only like a certain group or crowd of people actually comes out to that. And you don't really see the people out in force and showing support for something that they love and care about. So for me, Until Then came about as, okay, well, I have this big goal that I want to achieve and do. So until then, this is what we are raising that money for. This is what is going on and about.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and people want us to do like another Until Then showcase because like they really like it. So like, I'm probably gonna do like another showcase like next year because people did enjoy that one a lot.
I have to admit, you're very creative.
Thank you. Like, you'd be surprised. I'm working on like fucking manga, like one-shot projects, drawings. Like, I work with very different creatives like in the city. I have very specific people who I work with all the time and who are in different scenes. Like, I know like shout out to my boy like Frantic Fabrics. Like, he's like a great designer, upcycles everything. He was literally one of the vendors at our last show Until Then. And, you know, we talked about getting, like, a fashion show together, like, through him. And then I have my boy, like, Isaiah, who's, like, another, like, artist, like, around here, who, like, I've talked to about, like, drawing, like, character designs, all that. And, like, I'm even currently working with someone that you know who did some, like, work for you, Hannah.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Hannah. Tiki Tots.
So I am working with her currently, as well as Jordan Schwab, later man's like they're gonna be joining the team on Grin pretty soon.
That's what's up. We actually got an interview with Jordan coming up next couple of weeks. So.
Nice. Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
that works out. Look at that.
Yeah. They're giving us the tea, you know. So we'll have something to ask them about. That's what's up.
Lovely.
Now, we kind of got into it a little before the podcast. All that different hats that you wear. So what are all the different things that you do?
I'm gonna need to smoke for this one. Because when I tell you, bruh, I do too much. I do too damn much.
Would you rather do too much or do nothing? Like, just be a nobody?
Like, that's the thing. Like, I would much rather, like, be doing too much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know there's a balance. I know there's times when I need to slow down. Sometimes I'll burn myself out if I don't slow down.
I think that's just a creator's habit, like bad habit.
Yeah.
Like all.
How old are you?
How old do you think I am? Everybody gets it wrong.
Oh, sure. Say about 25, 26.
You were probably one of the closers because I'm 24.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
you know, people thought I was in my like 30s.
I do that my whole life.
Nah. People have been thinking I'm in my 30s and 40s. It don't help with the facial hair,
Right.
but you know what I'm saying. But to answer your question, I guess all the hats that I wear, it's like I do marketing, my own music. I create character designs. I'm a director of operations, like for my company. I do video direction. I do like creative direction. Literally anything in the creative aspect, if I can get my hands on it, I pretty much do.
Right.
I'm on that jack of all trades, master of none sort of deal, because I've had my hands in so many different things to such a point where it's like, I'm not an expert.
That you got enough knowledge in all those things.
Yeah, I don't have enough to know what I'm talking about or know how something like need to be. Like, I'm just like, it's like when I'm mixing stuff. Like some of my boys, they know mixing way better than I do.
Oh, yeah.
But the way I see it is just like, okay, I may not be the best at mixing, but I know when something doesn't sound right. Like, I know something don't sound right, and I don't know how to explain it, but I fix that.
Yeah.
that's the way I am with it, you know.
Hell yeah. So we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back.
Down on my love, I don't get enough, don't care what it is, cause I know what it was. Tell me, little mama, why you always wanna fuss? Why you wanna treat a nigga like a scrub? Only wanted you, but you always wanna judge. Tryna work it out, really wanna give up. Get around you, I can't help it. Miss your perfume, I can smell it. You need your nails done, I'ma sell it. I put VVs through your necklace. Just gotta make sure that you special. You want a business, I help you. You a part of me, you a vessel. I ain't a player, we level. Few bottles in my blackout. Whole lot of women in the club looking bad now. Got my shorty pissed off, staring in the background. One wrong move, flip this bitch in the smackdown. Keeping my composure, feet all on the sofa, screaming.
So going into the next question, we do this to everybody. I feel like all our first timers, I kind of have to ask this question.
Okay.
Top 3 artists of all time, all genres.
Damn, all genres?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. All right. I guess off rip, if we're going all genres, because I listen to a lot of shit that's like mixed genres.
Exactly.
And not exactly one specifically.
Okay.
So I would say number 3 would be Gene Dawson.
Okay.
I love Gene Dawson. Does like this mix of like hip hop, rock, and all that stuff.
That's what's up.
Then we got Earl Sweatshirt,
Yeah.
and then MF Doom.
Okay.
Doom is kind of like, then those are my 3, because it's like primarily on the hip hop side of like my top 3, even though I listen to so much different music. But even then, all these artists aren't, even though they're hip hop artists, they do shit that's so different.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, since I'm more in the alternative hip hop wave of things, where it's like you can sample literally whatever and you can still make it hip hop and make it sound interesting. Why are you limiting yourself? I could sample some city pop and then make that and do like a hard trap song if I really wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
So sometimes I make that question she asked a little harder. You're on a desert island and only 3 artists. They're all their work you could take with you to listen to. You just take those same 3, or does that change it up? So
a little bit. MF Doom is definitely still in there because I love me some Doom. That's kind of where a lot of like my rapping style kind of like I learned a lot of it from when I was younger, which is like fun fact because like Earl Sweatshirt kind of learned his stuff from Doom by listening to him. But then like Doom influenced Earl, so it just kind of went into like a cycle of like, because I learned how to rap through listening to Earl. You know what I'm saying? When I was like in 9th grade, where I was really like, okay.
I'm feeling lucky. She said that she really do love me. Got a good regardless, she want me. Never been a time I was lonely. Back and forth, fall in her bed. Love songs all in my head. I never felt real before. I never felt this before.
Okay, so I guess if we're going off of I'm on a deserted island, I can only listen to 3 people, I guess it would go Hiatus Coyote. I love Hiatus Coyote. Number 2 would be Knowledge, because I love Knowledge, like the producer. Knowledge, part of No Worries, worked with Anderson .Paak, all that. Like he's my all-time favorite producer. And then MF Doom, because it's like, okay, I still have like my alternative, like my soul music, my funk, I have my beats, and then I have my rapping. I kind of have like my 3 pillars of what my base needs for like music. You know what I'm saying? And because Knowledge has worked with so many different people, I mean, okay, that means I get access to a bunch of different artists because he's produced for a lot. And literally people forget, like, y'all know Knowledge produced on To Pimp a Butterfly for Kendrick, right? Yeah, literally people don't know that. Knowledge produced on that. And I'm like, nah, like Mama, like that is literally one of the coldest beats I've ever heard produced, ever. And people don't know Knowledge. So a lot of the times I bring up Knowledge and I'm just like, they're like, who? Right. I'm like, the nigga who produced the
I'm glad you know producers. Like you're not just tapped into the artist, you're tapped in who's actually producing these records, like, and then you start finding a pattern, and not even a pattern, just a way they go about creating beats is different. Each producer is different. So if you can tackle that, like, you can just have an ear for that, like.
Yeah, nah, and the way it is because, dope. Like, I'm very big on, like, always giving, like, a shout-out to, like, my producers and the people I work with. Because, like, my boy, Smile Dust Reed, one of my main producers, he's the one who, like, produced, like, my first album that we worked on for a couple years, Heartbreak Radio. And we went to high school together and everything, so that's my boy. Literally, anytime I get a chance, I'll literally like, hey, yo, my boy, he produced that. Like, even Bully, he produced that. I'm like, that's my boy. Like, I always make sure, like, producers get their shine because, like, the artist is only part of it. Right. Yeah. Unless they are the ones who produced it, the artist is really only, like, half of the work. Really.
True. Since you brought up high school there, what was high school like for you growing up?
I would say, for me, high school was one of those weird things because, like, I moved around a lot as a kid, right? By the time I got to my senior year of high school, I had been to, like, 11 schools.
In Cincinnati?
It's between Cincinnati and Kentucky, actually, because I moved kind of back and forth between Cincy and Kentucky. Because, like, I lived in, like, Hebron for a little while, which is only, like, 30 minutes outside of Cincy. But my mom, she went to college in Berea, and she had me young when she was, like, 17. So I went to college. I stayed in college with my mom when I was, like, 5 and whatnot. So, like, for me, high school was just kind of the first stages of me becoming a social butterfly. Because I never stayed in one place long enough to make, like, a firm group of friends who I was able to take with me throughout the years because I was always moving.
So you have to learn to adapt.
So I had to be able to pick up, like, really quick and be able to get into these groups of people so, like, I wouldn't be, like, alone all the damn time. But like niggas used to pick on me, especially because I was a rapper. Because like around that time, everybody would say they was a rapper, but I was like, I was one who was about my shit. Like you would catch me in Mount Healthy, because that was one of the schools that I went to when I was a kid back in Cincy. You would catch me going to the computer lab and just like typing up raps, like and printing them off. You know what I mean? Like, and they were terrible because I was like 15. But that dedication and that passion was still there. Like I went and I did it, even if people laughed at me. I thought that shit was like the coolest thing ever because I was so passionate about like the art. You know, everybody was always making fun of me. Everybody always was like had something to say simply about me, just because like I wasn't ashamed to say what was on my mind and express what I am very passionate about. And I think that's what scared people or kind of put people away from me because they weren't really fully ready to embrace themselves. But I was able to do that from a very young age. I was able to understand, like, this is what I want to do. This is what I say I'm going to do. And then I'm going to do it. Like, that is kind of like the principle that I've always stood on. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
So with writing your music, do you prefer to type it out? You know, you want those type where you like pen and paper?
Bit of both. It just depends on the mood. If I feel like something like needs a pen and paper, I'll do a pen and paper. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like that's what it needs, right? But most of the time, you'll catch me just like typing up my stuff because my writing process is weird. Because when I tell people about it, I'm like, okay, I write in reverse, where it's like I'll come up with lyrics, choruses, and everything before I create beats or find what beats need to go to it. So then, like, what I'll do is basically like, okay, I know what I'm trying to say, I know how it's supposed to sound, I know how it flows, so let me make something that fits the idea in my head. And people, not a lot of people are able to do that approach. Not a lot of people are able to just like, because like there's literally like fucking, if y'all don't mind, there's like literally, like I was telling you about that Kaori track that I did. And then there's like a fucking, like there's just in the verse, right? I just would say stuff, and then I'm like, I think it's really cool because in the verse, you know how I said like Kaori's like cute and whatnot. Like this is more like I'm that nigga. I'm talking my shit, but I'm still adding like that bad bitch element to it that niggas can fuck with. So I literally was like, I scream my name like it's Britney, bitch. Hang on my words, boy, they tentative. I am competitive. I am a reckoning, Settling, Martian, a veteran. I am a look book. Admire me, yo bitch get took. Yo nigga, he wanna be me. Into deep, call me a fish hook, I got some DSLs on the DHL. I get that shit on demand. I got some cute fits, man, I'm cold as hell. An irresistible man, cute as I is, I'm not a bitch. Top every day, but sometimes I'm a swizz. Talking my shit, pansexual kid. Sweet and I'm sour, they y'all wanna lick. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So like literally I will just create stuff backwards. Like I know how it sounds. I know what I'm trying to go for. So let me find sounds that match that and that go for that. So I'll find voice memos. I'll find little samples. Like I like to piece my beats together like a puzzle and surround it around my lyrics as the basis. And I think that's a really interesting approach.
I think so like, too. I don't think any artists that we've interviewed.
A lot of them freestyle. A lot of them don't even take the time to sit down and write it, you know, and I feel like that's even getting lost now when it comes to newer music. Like I went through an era I wasn't really writing like that, but I feel like it makes more sense and it comes more from like your mind and your heart. Like even if it's a turned up song to a slow R&B love song, like I just feel like when I write it just hits different. So I'm like definitely tapping back into that. So
and the thing is, because like I write in a lot of different ways, and a lot of it also ties to my ADHD because like I'm not the type to where like I can sit on one thing for too long. I'll get bored with music sometimes, so then I'm like I want to do another thing. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. So like even when I'm writing, sometimes I'll just create voice memos and I'll just be freestyling just whole gibberish.
Right.
Like, and then I'll come up with flows that go along with the gibberish.
Right.
I'll just be like da 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 da, and I'm like, okay, let me put some words to that.
Right.
Like, sometimes I'll start a bar and then I'll just be saying nonsense. And then I'm like, I don't know what I said, but this sounds cool, so let me add words to it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of how, like, I've always been, because I think that, like, I feel like people don't approach art like art anymore. I feel like people are so focused on, like, how they can be financially stable through art that, like, the art form itself is lost on them, you know? And that's just kind of how I feel, because art is such an important thing to me, especially as a person, where it's like, I know that this is like my lifeblood. This is literally the thing that I do, because I'm a third generation musician. Funny enough, like, you may or may not know the band, but my grandfather was in a 70s soul band. They were called the Montclairs, and the Montclairs. That was my granddad and all of his brothers at the time, and they were working with Phil Perry at the time. So, like, very old classic, like, 70s soul. You can still listen to my granddad's music. Like, sometimes I'll literally sit with my granddad's album and I'll just listen to it. And this man is pushing 70 and he can still hit those notes. It's impressive to that point. So that's what I mean by, like, music is literally in me. That's all I do. It's all I've ever known. When I was like 8, my mom went out to try for, like, American Idol, and then, like, that was, like, one of the biggest things to me. Like, I didn't really understand it, but I was in grade school and I was, like, telling all my friends, like, my mom's gonna go on to be and blah 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 and da 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 da. Like, I was so excited. She never got on, like, the TV, but, like, it's the fact that I know she went out.
Right, she still went and did
that.
it.
That was, like, really inspiring to me as a kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? My mama don't really pursue music, like, no more like that. But, like, you know, when I was young, when I was a kid, I still saw that passion that she had to pursue it and do it. So that was really instilled in me very, very early. So,
who are your musical influences?
Biggest musical influences? Definitely, like I've said before, MF Doom. But that's just because, like, his principles and a lot of the stuff that he stands on is just kind of like what really inspired me. Because people who know Doom know he puts his name in, like, all caps. So they're, like, all caps when you pronounce the man's name. So I took that aspect, and, like, when you look at my name, and the most times I spell it, I put my first name in all caps. So it's, like, all caps when you pronounce my shit. You know what I'm saying? That's where that came from. It came from Doom. Because, like, saying some shit in all caps demands respect. So it's like my name isn't Nate, it's Nate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Put some bass in your voice when you say my name. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the way that I operate with it. So definitely Doom. But, like, a lot of other musical influences of mine are, like, just knowledge. Because production is, like, a love of mine. I just love how you can take sounds and then, like, put it in such a way that, like, you wouldn't even imagine. You wouldn't even believe. Like, some sample that doesn't even sound like what it is. Like, somebody flips that, and then it's just like, I wouldn't even have known that's what you sampled until you did what you did with it. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's so cool. And I think that's also kind of where my puzzle approach goes from with production, where I'm like, puzzle, piece it together. How can I make this sound as cool as it possibly can? You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. That's what's up. So what we're going to get into next, we're going to get into the this or that game. So when we come back, I'll explain it to everybody if you don't know what it is. And then we'll see if Nate, the Martian.
All caps and you pronounce my shit.
You feel me? We'll see if Nate, the Martian, is going to answer all of them, or are we going to have him taking some shots? Is he leaving here lit? Because y'all saw in the last episode, Smooth Boy Ty definitely did not do what he was supposed to do in that video. We was lit like 30 minutes in, so
shit, nigga got a job. I'll take baby shots. Take a baby shot.
Hey, you on my time with that.
I still got a session later too.
We'll be right back, y'all.
cause I know what it was. Tell me, little mama, why you always wanna fuss? Why you wanna treat a nigga like a scrub? Only wanted you, but you always wanna judge. Trying to work it out, really wanna give up. Get around you, I can't help it. Miss your perfume, I can smell it. You need your nails done, I'ma sell it. I put VVs through your necklace. Just gotta make sure that you special. You want a business, I help you. You a part of me, you a vessel. I ain't a player, we level. Few bottles in my blackout. Whole lot of women in the club looking bad now. Got my shorty pissed off, staring in the background. One wrong move, flip this bitch in the smackdown. Keeping my composure, feet all on the sofas.
What's up, y'all, man? It's the kid Keys. We're back with our guest, Nate, the Martian.
All caps when you pronounce my shit.
Yeah. I really fuck with that. That's how I would do it every time.
Exactly. As soon as I tell niggas, they're like, oh, okay.
That's too hard. I like
hey, put some bass in your voice when you say my name. You feel me?
So we're gonna get into our game, this or that. I already kind of explained it, but it's super simple. I'm gonna give you two artists. You have to either pick one or the other.
Okay,
if you do neither, or you say both, we gotta take a shot.
I'm already just gonna open this. Let me get real.
I'm
gonna get ready already.
I learned from Snoop Boys that I should probably do a limit of artists because I feel like I asked him like 21. Like I asked him like the entire list.
A lot of shots that episode.
Yeah, we was messed up all day.
Like it was bad.
Went
like
to sleep early and everything.
I'm just happy.
No.
What, the last interview or the only interview that day?
The only one we had.
Yeah, so we were like, after this we had to.
We're lucky we didn't have an interview.
Yeah,
we were like,
it would have been
we had
bad.
2 interviews that day, remember?
Oh, we did?
Yeah, I remember.
But was he the last? Oh, but Smooth was the last one.
Oh, he was the last one.
Yeah, so
good thing too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we was turned. So
I'm already pulling myself up just because I'm
already pulling myself up. That's what we should have done with Smooth. Just
run the game. What we doing?
If we'd have known he wasn't going to answer those questions, good Lord.
What we doing?
We should have, after shot 5, should have just started getting them ready after.
What you got for me, Keys?
Alright, so for the first one, Playboy Cardi or Travis Scott?
Travis, easy.
Okay, why Travis?
Fucking Rodeo is a classic. Yeah. Like that is my shit. When I tell you I listen to like 90210 basically like every other like week. I love that fucking song. That's my shit.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Lil Uzi or Lil Yachty?
Uzi, easy. That's not even a fucking question. Cause like I was coming up on like Uzi, like I mean like early like Love Is Rage Uzi, like Super Saiyan Uzi, like fucking Safe House Uzi, like that was my shit, like man, especially cause he's big on Scott Pilgrim, which is like my favorite shit. So.
Hell yeah. Excuse me. All right, so you might fly through these.
Let me see. Maybe I underestimated myself. What we got? Even if I win, I'll take it out of just to be a sport.
You want at the end, if you go through it.
If I go through it, I will take it at the very end.
It's a celebratory shot. It's not a punishment.
Okay. Let's see what we got. Keep going.
Snoop Dogg or Wiz Khalifa?
Uh-oh. First, not quick answer yet.
Damn, fuck. Okay, because impact of Snoop Dogg, but I also
grew up on Wiz. Wiz was our Snoop.
Wiz. If I think too hard, I'm gonna end up saying neither.
Yeah. That's why I asked that question, bro. Because it's like Wiz was growing up. Wiz was our Snoop. But we always knew Snoop. It was never Snoop, because we knew Snoop was just legendary. But it was like Wiz just took it so far in our way, I guess.
Basically.
So that it's hard to really. Yeah, that's one of the ones.
Okay.
Jay-Z or Kanye?
Kanye, easy.
How you feel?
I love Jay-Z. Do not get me wrong.
I just seen this new thing, his listening party, a video on Kanye's listening party.
Yeah.
Oh my God, just shut up, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm at that point of just look, love Kanye, shut the fuck up, just make music. You're great when you don't talk.
That's what I'm trying to say. Musically, yes, he's a genius. But shut the fuck up. Dude.
That's what I be talking. I be telling people because they're just like, oh, but how can you support like the art but not the artist? And that whole conversation, I'm just like, look, the art is good. I don't condone the shit he be saying, but damn, the art's good. Can I just like the damn art? Exactly. Is that okay? Exactly. Damn.
Let you separate the two.
I'm like, bro,
if he starts putting the same shit that he's just talking in the music, then I'm out. You know,
bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, hey, nigga. Anyway.
Chris Brown or Usher?
Usher. Like I'm not even that big on Chris Brown, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
He never really hit for me like that, but like Usher was always playing for me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like I think even around the time when Freaky Friday came out with like Lil Dicky, I think I also just got annoyed with that song.
I mean,
to such a point.
That was fun.
It was mid.
You know?
I know, but then it's just like nobody introduced any really good Chris Brown to me. Okay. Because like I grew up with R&B, and my mama like showed me a whole bunch of different R&B, like Mary J. Blige, Aaliyah, all that stuff. I grew up on that, and like so I like my R&B. Chris Brown was just kind of like, I'm not particular on him. Yeah. I'll give him his technical ability.
Right.
He has a good technical ability. Just not for me though.
Right.
Yeah. I respect that.
That's an honest answer. Redman or Method Man?
Fuck. No! You making me decide on who? No! Fuck!
Ooh, I wasn't expecting that.
No!
He's the first one that actually knew these two artists were, so I'm happy
That makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck. No, because I love Redman, but like Method Man and his work on like fucking Wu-Tang, bro. Fucking alright, Method Man, simply because like one, I watched like the Wu-Tang docu-series that's like on Hulu, and that's like great. They have a good portrayal of like Method Man with I forget who plays him. I think it's Dave East.
It is.
Dave East plays like Method Man. Like a really good representation of meth. But like, just like, come on, METHOD, METHOD, man. Like, bro, that's like he got the energy, and like him also like
Redman when he came out, put the album on there.
He did too, but don't get me wrong.
Kicking doors in,
bro. That's the thing, and I love Redman. Redman, funny as hell. He actually got like really good like bars and the way he rapped too. I love his shit. But it's just also Method Man. He also implemented like that superhero aspect, shit that I like, where he would call him like stuff like the Iron Man and shit like that. Like Marvel and all that. That was shit I gravitated
more to. What about Superman Lover?
Man, let me have my Method Man move on. Come on now, he's trying to persuade you.
I'm trying to get him confused. He hasn't had a shot yet. You're on what? Question 5?
Nah, he just answered 6. Actually.
Okay.
No shot.
Y'all almost got me. Y'all really almost got me.
I was trying to make him go back and forth on it there.
So I'm gonna give you one to follow up with that.
Okay.
Refugees or Wu-Tang?
I hate you.
Shot.
I hate you.
I'm really nice with this, bro. I'm really nice with it, bro.
Like the Fugees?
Yeah.
No.
That's two different type.
And that's the thing, because like okay. Woo. But it's only because, and like I have to, even though I love their music, I love both the Fugees and Wu, but I'm going off of which one had more influence on me and that I listened to much more like when I was coming up. So like I heard Wu, Cream, like all that shit. That was more. But I do love like Fugees, especially like Lauryn Hill's like work in the Fugees, because like outside of Lauryn Hill doing the shit that she does now, Miseducation and like all that's were like classics. I used to love him. Anyway.
See, the more he talks about it, he starts thinking too much.
Because I have to settle on an answer before I move on to another and start debating with myself. Yeah. So I'm gonna say Wu.
Okay. For sure.
That's your final answer.
Oh God. Oh damn. Keep going. Keep going.
Alright, Biggie or Tupac? I just like, since we on the old school, we might as well kind of finish out.
Damn it. Neither.
Neither.
Wait, you said neither.
Neither? That she don't like neither?
I never really cared much for them. Like, they have good impact and everything. Don't get me wrong.
He's like, let me just take my shot and explain why.
Like, I was just like, look, I know niggas gonna be mad, whatever. But, like, literally, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, he already took his shot.
I already took my shot. As soon as I said it, I was just like, no, I got it. I'll do it anyway, even though I already drank it. Damn. just in the spirit. Like, goddamn. But, you know what I'm saying?
So didn't have much with neither one of them, huh?
Yeah, no, I didn't really. That wasn't really played around me when I was like young, so I never grew like any sort of attachment like to their music. Like, I understand their classic albums. I understand that they're good, especially on the technical ability and let alone the impact that they had in their specific time. I recognize that. I understand that. However, their music just really wasn't for me because also like it was also just shoved down my throat. Yeah. Like, a lot. Right. That's why I was just like, if I want to like music, let me like it on my own. Okay. Right, Don't just be like, you gotta listen. This is it. This is the best. This is the best. Right. And there will be all those hip-hop purists who would just be like, there's no one ever better than Tupac. There's no one better than Biggie. And then I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Like all of y'all are annoying me.
Favorite ones, the ones you relate more. That doesn't mean everybody.
No, that's what I'm saying, because the Tupac Biggie debate always annoys the fuck out of me, because I'm just like, look, they're great. They're great in their own right. Can y'all both just shut the fuck up about who's better now? It's been like 20, 30 years. Let it go. Like, please.
Here, I got one for you. Throw in there then. Nas or J. Cole?
I almost went with my gut answer, but now I'm thinking. I will say Nas. But that's simply because there was a good era of J. Cole that I did like. I liked Born Sinner J. Cole, Forest Hills Drive J. Cole, but then kind of after that, I kind of fell off of it. But, like, I still listened to, like older Nas albums on those classics. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, The World Is Yours, shit like that. Especially because, like, I don't know if y'all remember this movie that came out. Like, I think it was, like, 2015. I was in high school. It was Dope. With Shameik Moore and everything. They were playing like all those 90s classics and like really keeping up the vibe. Like, that is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love
A$AP Rocky was in there too.
Yeah, A$AP Rocky was in there. You know what I'm saying? Tyga was in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was so it's just like people, but the storyline itself was just fire.
I love that. I loved it. So like, I gotta go Nas. I like, because that's a special place in my heart. Like, I do love Nas. I was even listening to like his older albums when I was like, his newer albums that were coming out when I was like in like the 5th or 6th grade. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like that 2011, early 2010s Nas, I was still listening to that. Right. So I gotta go with Nas.
For sure. Alright, so I'm gonna end it. Last one here. Queen Latifah or MC Lyte?
Neither. I didn't listen to him.
Really?
I didn't. Like, out of all the other things that I did actually listen to, like, I didn't really listen to them. Like, I listened to Lauryn Hill and, like, her rapping style, but, like, coming up, there weren't a lot of, like, female MCs that were really pushed in front of me. Okay. So I didn't really grow any attachment to any of them, really. Like, I heard a couple things. I knew, like, they were good, but I couldn't have an opinion on it. Like, I just didn't. I was like, I have no stake here. Like, I can't say anything. So I guess that's me. Damn. Like, I almost made it. I almost made it all the way through. I had y'all going.
Pretty much.
We only had two.
Yeah, you only had two. So. And it really was just neither. It wasn't like you were
couldn't decide.
Stuck. Yeah, it was just.
Yeah, nah, I feel you, but I'm competitive, so I wanted to win. I was dead
that is
set
the whole
on
point
winning.
of the game. The point of the game is to get turned and just talk about kind of kind of reminiscent in a way, just about just kind of just the history of hip hop, things that we've listened to.
No, believe
what our
me.
preferences are, you know.
And I think that, like, for me, hip hop history is just something that has always been, like, very important to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I understand that, you know, it's like I'm not the first to do it.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me look at how they used to do it and then kind of, like, apply that to modern. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what principles, what ideas were here? And, like, what were they able to accomplish given the time? And how can I translate that to now?
Right.
Because nobody really buys physical media or anything like that. So you got to kind of try to find ways to actually, like, get people to do it.
Right.
But, like, I'll take my shot.
Let's get it in. Salute.
Salute.
Ugh. God, I need to practice Spanish again. Dude, literally, like, for, like, a year during COVID, I practiced Spanish, like, literally every day for, like, 365 days straight. Like,
what else could you do, right? Too much.
I mean, that, but also, like, I was just around a lot of, like, Hispanic folk when I was, like, coming up. Like, literally, like, my ex, before the girl I'm with now, she was, like, Venezuelan. One of, like, my really close homies, he's, like, Peruvian. He was, like, my roommate when I lived back in Atlanta. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just moved around a lot. Like, I used to run around Atlanta all the time. Like, I was catching buses. Funny story. Like, because the spring break.
Got a couple shots in it. No, we got it.
Yeah, hey, man, nigga, whatever. Leave me alone. You don't gotta rub it in my face that I didn't win and I didn't get where I wanted. But okay. Anyway, but so spring break, I was going to a school, which is like I accidentally went to an all-girls school. Anyway,
Wait. You can't just drop that and then skip past it like, oh yeah, I went to all-girls school. And then like, anyway, no. You gotta explain that. How did you end up going to an all-girls school?
Yeah, I accidentally went to a historically women's college. So, basically, what had happened was I really wanted to go to school in Georgia when I was like 18. So, like, but nobody was really showing me or helping me look for schools and whatnot. And I was in Ohio, so I couldn't go look at the campus or anything like that. But the way they had marketed it, everything like on the site, they made it seem like there were two separate campuses. Like, one for, like, the women and the one for the men. They made it seem like that with the way they put everything up. Mind you, I'm not the only person who made this mistake. So there were other multiple men who got there and they were just like, oh.
I just thought he might have seen a brochure and just see like majority women. Oh yeah, I'm going there.
That's not even that. 'Cause so basically what had happened is like I applied, blah blah blah, got in, and then when I got in, I stayed with my dad for like a little bit in the summer before he dropped me off at school because he lived in Georgia. And like he dropped me off, I go into freshman orientation, and then I'm just like, there's a strange amount of women here and not a lot of men.
Like,
I don't know what's going on here. And then we tour the campus, and then I see because where I went to school at like Grinnell University in like Gainesville. So then I looked at it and I was just like, and it said Grinnell Historically Women's College, and I was just like, oh, so that's where I'm at. Okay, because what it actually was is like I was there the year before they officially went co-ed. So they had men's programs and they had like housing for the men on campus, but they weren't officially co-ed until the year I left.
Wow.
So that's how I technically ended up at like a historically all girls school. Okay.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That'd be kind of fun.
Right.
You would think that shit was awful because like we broke down the percentage like around the time. It was just like, all right, like 60% of them are like gay. Like 30% of them are in relationships. 10% you just don't even want to like get involved with, and 5% of the 10% to get you expelled. Because like we had a whole breakdown percentage of like we were just like I'm leaving myself alone.
Right.
Like you would think that is a man's dream, being surrounded by like all these women. I'm just like it wasn't. It was not. Like I was chilling. I was in the crib playing like PlayStation. Like I ain't no shit.
I used to work where it was mostly women that worked there. Like, they were like, "How do you feel?" I'm like, "It's like having 100 sisters at one time.
Basic fucking Lee. But then, like, going back to what I was talking about, like, so my spring break there when I went to, like, because, like, I wanted to be in Atlanta and whatnot, I basically was just, I met a dude online. His name's, like, Ruben. He's, like, cool dude. Still one of my homies from Atlanta. We talked, and, like, I had some family who was staying up in Stone Mountain, so I basically concocted a whole plan where, like, Stone Mountain would be my base to, like, go back to before I have to go back to school. But what I was doing, like, that whole week of spring break, I was just crashing on everybody's couches. I was running around Atlanta literally everywhere I could. I was on the bus, I was on the train, I was literally everywhere, like, studio on my back, like, everywhere. And I was just crashing on random people's couches who just, like, fucked with me. And then they just was like, yeah, cool. And, like, to this day, these are some of my closest friends and, like, people who I consider family because they just gave me a spot to stay.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just, like, I do enjoy, like, like, going to Atlanta. Like, I miss it. Like, I do, not living there because, like, Atlanta niggas. Bro, why do I remember that? So, this what? Y'all, I saw a nigga swimming in the street. That was funny. So,
Flooded? Are you swimming?
No. So what had happened was, right? Me and my homies, we walked out of this album release party, waiting for our Uber and shit, and then, like, you just see, like, this old nigga in, like, some cargo jeans and, like, a white t-shirt off the cross of the street, and then he's just, like, he's just swimming in the air doing this. He pauses, goes back to it again. we're just like, okay, get it. I don't know what you on, bro, but you look like you having fun.
He got something going on in his head that he just got a beat going.
Bro, I was just like, you know what? He's having fun. He having a good time. I don't want to know what you on, but you having a good time, sir. Keep on doing you. Oh, bro, but nah, I think, so KeeZY, one thing I did want to ask, though, is, like, I kind of do want to know about kind of, like, your approach to art as well. I think that I always want to understand, like, how other people approach art and how it compares to mine.
Okay. As far as just, like, creating the music, or just
let's just say art in general, like, whatever form of art it may be. It doesn't necessarily need to be music. It could be visuals. It could be cover art. Like, how do you kind of, like, attack art as a whole?
I normally stem from what I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could just go in there and be like, all right, today I want to make some R&B shit. So I try to just tap into that feeling, like, just.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just, like, sometimes I don't even listen to beats. I just listen to, like, whatever genre or whatever vibe I'm going for. Like, I'm, like, always tell people, like, my number one artist is P&B Rock. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's where my everything stems from. That.
Right.
Like, I've just, the vibes, just trying to find things that, like, fit to you but still keep it fresh.
And I think that's just kind of what it is for me. Yeah. I think that understanding how different people approach art is, like, a big thing for me, because it's like comparing how I do it to other people is like, okay, how can we do this together? Oh, yeah. Because I feel like having those different perspectives can create, like, something that's, like, really, 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 like, cool. And I think that just tends to be my issue with, like, so many people here in, like, the city, where it's just like, I see so many people doing so much cool shit, and I'm just like, why are y'all not working together? Yeah. You could literally just, like, link, and then you can make something cooler. Like, why are you?
Because they're hating on each other. It's just full of hate.
I think that's the big thing. Hate.
You know, they try to be buddy, but don't be your friend.
Right.
You know?
Like, it's just unnecessary.
I think she hits on the point, you know? And it is unnecessary. It's like, you guys are all good. You guys are all creative. And it's like, put your heads together. And y'all can make something bigger for each other.
Of course, you know? of course. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just, like, what I'm big on, especially what I do with, like, Grinn Media. Like, that's, like, collaboration has just been, like, the big thing that my company has, like, always been about. Where it's just kind of like, I don't care what you do. Like, do you have a vision? Do you want to create something? How can we go about doing that? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, if you have the drive to actually do something and create something, then like, hey, find somebody who has the know-how to at least do it. Because it's like, even though Grinn Company is a company, it is still like a representation of like myself and my ideals and how I approach things.
Right.
Because we don't have our LLC yet. We'll be getting that like pretty soon. But right now it's just a group of people who I trust. Where it's like, we don't have any contractual agreements between us. It's all just like, you have goals, you have things you want to do, and then like people trust and follow behind in the plans that I have, because like I'm very thorough with all my stuff. So they come to me and they see like how I list everything out, and they're just like, business. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because even we was talking about it earlier. I'm just like, why is he talking? You talking a lot,
right?
For like no fucking reason.
Yeah, somebody just rambling on about like, get to the point. Let's get directly to the point. What you're trying to say, and then let's move on from there. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly what you need or whatever you're thinking. Like, just get to it. And my big thing is like what we were saying, networking. You know, you see these big corporations out there. Most of all these people network to get to where they are. To you know, you think Jeff Bezos got where he is by himself? He networked with a lot of different people to eventually get where he's able to build a big company. And all these artists, no matter whether it's music, you do videos, visuals, take photography, like all these different artists, if y'all can get with the right people, all get together, y'all can make a whole big thing out of it. You know, get a big picture together, and like you all are good. I've seen of everything. Like I've seen great artists. We go to these showcases, see good artists out there. Like yeah, you got something. You see directors that do videos. Like, oh, I love the visuals that they're doing out there. It's
like you're putting in the work. You're doing it. You're so caught up in your own little world that you're not like actually trying to go outside of it. Where you only associate with like your own little friend group of the same people who do the same things. Because
and you get nowhere. You're getting really nowhere. You plateau at a certain point. You got you might have whatever city you're in. You might be able to capture that city. Most of those people. But you got to think outside of that if you want to really grow.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And this is like, for example, Keys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and obviously, like, this is like literally like no offense to you, like at all. Like, I kind of see like some of the stuff like from your last release party for like Deja Vu. I'm like, okay, I look at it and I'm like, okay, but this could be bigger. This could be better. We could do certain things to make this be on such a larger scale to the point where we can't be ignored. Because I think that's what it is. I feel like art, especially in the city, I feel like people like feel as if art is being ignored. And it is. Like, you know, people keep coming to Columbus and they keep like saying they come here for the art, but then a bunch of these companies and like buildings and all this rent and all that, they're basically like tripling the rent on art spaces. They're not allowing art to actually thrive. So people come here for the art, but then kill the art at the same time. And then like the artists suffer, and then people wonder why the art isn't being created in such a way where it thrives and it flourishes, because you're not supporting the art community. So it is like, it's redundant at that point. And it makes me like, I don't know. I'm passionate. It's a passionate topic for me because I just be looking at people stupid. I'm like, I
feel you, man.
This is so simple. This is so simple.
It is.
What are you doing? Like, I'm very to the point. I'm very straightforward with a lot of things. So I'm just like, if you have something you want to do, like, then you need to pursue that. Literally at all times. Like, the principles that I've always stood on is just kind of like, you know, like your word is your bond. And so it's just kind of like that's like the main principle, at least. So it's like, I've always been about like, okay, if I say exactly what I am going to do, then I am going to do it. And then I don't care how I do it, but I'm going to make sure it happens. You know what I'm saying? I set reasonable goals for myself, but I even have bigger goals. And then other people are just like even with one of my team members, I wanted to contact a band or whatever. And he's like, I think they're a little out of our league. And I'm just like, they're not. They're not. It's easy to get to anybody if you know how.
Right.
Like, you could pop up at an event, present yourself, easy. It's like, I don't care how many followers they got. Don't mean shit to me. You're a person. Okay. Just because you got a following don't mean you're not a person.
Right.
And you can't talk to people, and you can't, like, support a cause.
But I think some of those type of people, though, too, they do, if they have, say, a big following on Instagram or wherever, TikTok, they think they are somebody now. You can't, they feel like you can't
that's
just
when that
approach
ego
them
come in.
like that.
Yeah.
And then that tells you, okay, do I even want to put myself in this position? Do I even want to, or should I just take a step back and try to find somebody else that can maybe do it better?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the way these artists conduct themselves tells me a lot about their character. I'm real big on energy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't even want to invest into somebody who I feel like is not genuine or doesn't stand on the same things that I stand on, because that is still a representation of me.
Yeah.
You know
which is why I know you got on until then, because you like the principles and the things that I stand on that shit. How I do my shit.
And I like the fact that you are open as fuck about it. You don't let nobody, you know what I'm saying, like you really push artists, like, and you find all kinds of artists. You're not like, you know what I mean, like stuck in a box, because I feel like there's people out there that do similar things, but I feel like they're stuck in a box. And it's like, no, you're not seeing Columbus, for example. Like, you're not even seeing Columbus. You're seeing just the north side. Section. You're just seeing just, you're not, and even then, you're still not diving into the real artists there. You're diving into the people that and I feel like you're just so, like, open. Like, I feel like anybody could DM you and you're gonna at least take a listen, even if you don't go with them or however the process is. You're still gonna at least care. And
it also is just like that, like how you were saying about energy, where it's just kind of like I don't listen to niggas who just send me their links but don't want to have conversations. Where it's just kind of like, don't just send me a fucking link.
Be human at the same time.
Like, if you want me to care about your art, make me care about it. Talk to me. Like, does this mean anything to you? Like, if it doesn't, why the fuck am I listening to it?
Right. That's one of the things when we say for being on the podcast here. We say DM us, tell us your story, why you want to be on the podcast. We do have some that'll be like, hey, I want to be on. Right. That's not what we have.
Yeah, and the thing is, I appreciate because y'all reached out to me first, because y'all could already tell, like, kind of what I do, and kind of like there's enough interest in kind of like how I do my things, to where it's like, okay, I'm about my art. Right. I'm about what is important to me, especially like Bully, for example, one of like my favorite songs ever to perform. I started mosh pits. I formed it around like crowd work, working on it for 6 months. Everything before I even released it. And like, that is like going off the whole thing of like, okay, what is the reason behind this art? The reason I even made that song, and I was telling you about it earlier, was basically I had a falling out with a little like friend group, like another year prior producer who I used to work with, not gonna name names, all that other shit, because I don't nigga, you know who you is. Anyway, so basically bros was like moving, getting up and out, and then like I needed to grab my music. So I kept trying to get my music from this man for months. Mind you, this is 1.5 years of all my work, all the beats, all the demos, and all the shit that I had been making for like that long. You know what I'm saying? And bro was just playing me. Like, I was just like, hey, when can I come get it? Are you gonna send me my stuff? I need my things. And it got to a point where I got mad, because I'm just literally like, the one thing I'm always about is like, don't fuck with me in my art. Yeah. Don't fuck with me in my art, because like that is like, if you are actively keeping it from me, then I'm gonna get real pissed. Right. So it got to a point where I was literally about to beat bro's ass. I was telling his roommates and everything. I'm like, hey, look, he don't contact me, I'm coming in. Like I'm running in there. Like, and it's just like literally because like fucking. And it got to a point where like his roommate saved him from getting his ass beat, because he let me in, and bro kept his laptop open all the damn time. So like I was able to grab it, go in there, take my files, and dip. You know what I mean? And then I never spoke to him again, really. Like, especially not on no real friendly shit. Right. So it's just kind of like, because like in the beginning of Bully, literally the line I say is like, follow me loosely, come get a 2-piece, best pay attention to me, my nigga. I kept it silent, I kept it quiet, now I'm the loudest, fuck it, go figure. Martian is back on his P's and his Q's. Get in my way, and you get bloody bruise. Breaking your shit, I ain't got much to lose. Why am I doing it? What's it to you? You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's where all of that sourced from. Right. that anger, that like just like you fucking with me, you fucking with my art, you fucking with the shit that's important to me, and then that's like I don't like that, like because like I don't play about the shit that is like so important, especially to my soul, to where it's like if you are trying to take that from me, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. don't do that. Don't do that to me now. I'm saying. But that's just how I approach art. That's how I've always been about art. It's something that is so passionate, something that is so important to me to such a degree that if you are not willing to like die for it, where it's just kind of like, you know, like in that aspect of like, I would rather die than not create. Yeah. I would rather not be here if I could not like do the things that like mean so much to me and that are so important to me. And if you aren't willing to pursue that at all times and like with your utmost passion and all your goals, I don't need you around me. Right. I don't need you in my space because like I'm so straightforward, clear, and being like, this is what I want to do. This is going to get done. And if you say that you are going to like possibly impede my ability to get that shit done, then like get the fuck out of my space. Like and that's also why niggas call me the general. That's kind of like niggas know I step out. I'm about exactly what I say I'm about. And if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I back my shit up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're not going to back your shit up, then like, what the fuck is we doing? Like, I don't give a fuck about your music. You don't back none of the shit up you talking. At least when I'm rapping, you know what I'm saying? Like, I embellish a little things a little bit, but for the most part, what I rap about is my life, is my shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't lie, really. You know what I mean? But that's just me. That's just me. Maybe I'm rambling. Maybe I'm talking. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's just my stance on it.
That right there, you guys, is why we invited him to join the KeezyNUnkPodcast.
So we're going to take a quick break and then we'll get right back into it. Close it out here.
Yo.
Yeah. Seven, I'm feeling lucky. She said that she really do love me. About a good regardless, she want me. Never been a time I was lonely. Back and forth, fall in her bed. Love songs all in my head. I never felt real before. I never felt this before. What's up, y'all, man? Welcome back to the KeezyNUnkPodcast. We just finished the This or That game. Nate did pretty well. I feel like he's probably got the best score
so far that we have.
Him and Greggy.
Yeah.
I would say so far.
I mean, yeah, I'm still mad I didn't like get a perfect score, but
that's all good.
We're gonna talk about it next time.
So again, I want to appreciate or give you a shout out. Thank you for coming through to the KeezyNUnkPodcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's been a great conversation, man.
Yeah,
thank you.
We talked about a lot. Definitely want to have you come spin the block, you know, next season, seasons after, you know, anytime.
Oh yeah, by the next time I'm coming up here, y'all gonna have a lot of big shit for me to catch up on, man. I always got plans. Yeah. I'm always doing something, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited to like have everybody see what the fuck like, you know what I'm saying, the Martian finna do in 2024 especially. You know what I'm saying? Super
excited about that. Let them know anything coming up. Where can they find you? Where can they stay connected with you at?
Alright, so you know what I'm saying, like to find me like on like all platforms, pretty much it's like King X Martian. So that is King, and matter of fact, put it up on the screen, you know what I'm saying? Make it spell out, who knows, you know what I'm saying? King X Martian, Martian. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much you can find me like on any social media like that, like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or just look up Nate the Martian on Google. I pop up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Googleable, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm Googleable, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, definitely like the things that I got coming up soon. I got more shows that I'm planning through Grinn Media, more artists I'm finna work with, more events that I'm gonna put on. Like, and I'm really trying to like genuinely like have a shift or change, just because like I know that I'm very passionate about what I do, and I feel like that is genuinely like what is missing like from our community and the city, and I want to bring that passion and then, you know, have other people like reap the benefits so that they can also like pursue what they want, not worry about finances all the time, and really just get back to the purity of the art. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm about. And like I said earlier, I'm just a dude. I'm just a guy trying to do some good. I'm nobody special, to be quite honest with you. But you know what I'm saying? I am that nigga though. Yeah. Never forget. The motherfucking general. The generale, the Machiavel. It's motherfucking Nate the Martian. All caps when you pronounce my shit. You dig.
KEEZY.
Thank you, Nate the Martian. We appreciate it so much.
And thank you. I love like all the conversation that we had today. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to like even like bigger and better conversations in the future. And you know what I'm saying? Like just watch out for the Martian. You know what I'm saying? You can look me up on Spotify. Like whatever. Like Nate the Martian. It's not hard to find. I promise you. If only Spotify would let me actually capitalize like my name in all caps. But hey, whatever. We'll get there one day. Anyway.
Put you on blast, Spotify.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You don't pay your artists either. But that's a story for another day. But you know what I'm saying?
Make sure, again, everything will also be in the description down below. So if you didn't catch it here, the links will be down in the description down below. Make sure y'all tap in, drop a comment, show love to Nate. Yeah, make sure y'all, stay locked in. Of course, we're going to have them come spin the block.
You know what I mean? Hey, they're going to have to see what we got coming up next. You feel me? We gonna lock in. Wait. There we go. We got to make sure that's like the nice and tight. You feel me?
Yeah. So if you don't know, man, it's the kid Keys.
I'm Uncle Z.
It's your girl, PRETTYP.
And I'm Nate the Martian, the motherfucking general. You dig?
Yeah. It's the KeezyNUnkPodcast. We out.
Woke up young and lit. 4-5 on my hip. Nigga, you know what it is. And you know I'm getting red. What they gon' say about a kid? You know I get to the money, these niggas ain't never gonna do no shit. Nah.